Southie Sunday pod. Fun fact, I never went to a Southie Sunday. I grew up in East Boston, never been to a Southie Sunday.
Bro, we gotta take you out sometime.
What's the go-to Southie Sunday though? What is it? I know Stats is a thing, Lincoln, fucking Cabo.
Every single week for me. I mean, Stats during football season is unbelievable. You'll have lines outside the door like 9:30 or 10. But I'm telling you, Hunters is so the move. The live music and
Stats used to be the move for everybody, I think, and it still is. But ever since Hunters came in, it's a cozy vibes, live music, good people. Everybody there's great. Chef Lambo with the gumbo.
Did he beat Bobby Flay or something? Or?
So crazy, man. Shout out honestly, shout out Chef Lambo. Like, that is insane.
Yeah.
That is the best food in Boston.
I know everyone talks about the gumbo, but the popcorn chicken and rice.
Oh yeah, that's my shit right there.
You cannot beat it.
That's nice.
So, but it's nice because, like, especially in the winter, it's very cozy vibes. It's almost like you're almost in a cabin.
I think I went there when they first kind of opened up like 2 years ago. It was definitely like different kind of food. Like, I never really had any of that, kind of food up here. You don't find that up here.
No, not really at all. No.
So having it was pretty cool to, try that cuisine. But I would definitely go again. I'm just, especially with the whole weight loss thing, I'm trying to.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's your thing now. So what kind of like lit a fire into you to be like, I'm going on this weight loss journey?
Yeah. I mean, for the people that follow me, like, I started this probably, I want to say May, I think I did my first video. It all kind of sparked from, April. It was April, because just my whole life, bro, I've always dealt with health issues, not health issues, but like my weight issues.
Sure, yeah.
I was always, I grew up in East Boston in a, triple decker. My grandmother's on the first floor. So, big Italian family, food always handed to you. If you don't finish your food, it's a fucking sin, you got to finish your food. So I grew up like that. I grew up loving food. And that's just, food's been it still is like an integral part of my life. I love going out to eat and, whether it's a business meeting or just with friends, like that's like, I love doing that. So that's always been a part of my life. I never really had like a discipline for it, I would say. But I was always an active kid growing up. I played every sport. I played hockey was my number one sport. So I played hockey throughout high school, and I actually played a little bit in college. My senior year of high school, I got really into the gym because, like, when you're 14, 15, you're starting to get into like Planet Fitness and try out the gym and you're doing every fucking workout. So from like freshman year to junior year, I was just kind of like messing around in the gym. And then I don't know, something clicked my senior year, and I still remember I just had a talk with my buddy who also kind of dealt with like weight issues. And I'm like, we got to do something. Like, it's my senior year. I'm going into college. Like, I want to feel good. So I just stepped on the scale one day. I forget how much I weighed, but I stepped on the scale and I'm like, I'm gonna drop, as much weight as I can by summertime, so I feel great for the summer. And I just started, dialing into the gym, going there every day, and like, before I knew it, it was a hobby for me. I got to like enjoy and love the gym. I got a shout out. Do you know who Christian Guzman is? He owns Alpha Leaf Fitness in Houston, Texas.
Actually, I do.
So he's a big, he's still big, but like he was like really popping, I think like 2016, 17, 18. Right. So I was following him on YouTube. I would watch his weekly, he did like summer shredding. So he would like shred down from like March until June and do like a competition. So I would watch his videos every day on the Stairmaster, and I'd be on the Stairmaster for like literally 45 minutes. Then I'd go lift for like an hour. Yeah. Like I was a fucking animal in the gym. So I lost like probably from like February until I want to say June, I probably lost like 50 pounds, and I got down to 185. Oh, I went from like 240 to like 185 or 190. God. So like, I mean, let me preface this too. I wasn't doing it in a healthy way. I was in a caloric deficit, but like a way too like
yourself, or what was going on?
I mean, like kinda, yeah. I didn't know I was though. Like, to be honest, like listen, I grew up in like I said, an Italian household where my mother would do all these fad diets and the keto and the this and the fucking Atkins and this. So I always thought like, carbs are bad. I can't eat carbs. I can't eat this. I'm going to get fat again, all this shit. So I stood away, bro. I did not drink or eat anything bad, like bad food for like literally 6 months. So I just dropped weight. I was probably taking in like 1,300 calories a day, 1,300 to 1,500.
Plus like, working out.
Plus working out like an animal. So I just killed it, bro. Maybe, all right, so let's call it 1,500 plus working out like an animal for an hour and a half, 5-6 days a week. Like you're gonna drop fucking weight.
Quick. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But anyway, so that's how I started my whole fitness journey. But honestly, it was a blessing too, because I found a passion for it. And I ended up, start mixing in new meals in my diet. I ended up drinking that summer with my friends, and I'm like, I can have this, I can have that. So I kind of got away from like being scared to eat that food.
Yeah, right.
So I put on a little more weight. I think I got to like for college, I was probably, low 200s and felt good. And like I got more and more into the gym. And then by the time my sophomore year came, I was probably like a solid 215, 220. But that was like the best shape I was in was like 2019. And I got a call from a friend of mine who was like 3 or 4 years older than me. But he was like, hey, we're looking for a potential third string goalie for the hockey team. Do you want to try out? And I'm like, yeah, this is UMass Boston. So they have a good division. I don't know. Did you guys play hockey growing up?
No, we didn't, but I mean, familiar enough.
So Division III hockey is, people who don't know hockey might be like, oh, it's D3, but no, it's really good hockey. Yeah. So I went to East Boston High School. I was a pretty good goalie, but it was D3 high school hockey. I knew I wasn't going to the fucking NHL. Yeah. So I made a decision just to go to college and not play juniors because most people know, you got to play 2 years of juniors usually to even sniff playing D3.
Like that.
So my opportunity to go and at least be on the team, fuck it, I don't care if I don't play. If I can just make the team, get the backpack, that's all that matters. So I tried out, went good. I mean, a month, 2 months, I caught up to speed and I ended up making the team. So that was when I was in my best shape because, bro, that was we would have 3 days a week. We would have 6 a.m. workouts and then we would skate 5 days a week. So those days you're working out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're lifting crazy in the morning. Then you're skating. So I was just like a fitness animal in 2019.
Yeah. See, that's the exact reason why we didn't play hockey. Can't wake up that
early.
Getting those cold mornings.
I embraced it, bro. That honestly, it sounds crazy, but for someone who grew up playing hockey and coming from East Boston, we're not it was really good in hockey back in the 80s, 90s, but it's not like a big hockey place now, Boston, East Boston. But to play fucking college hockey, not even just to be on the team, was a dream come true.
100%.
So I embraced that shit. I'm like, fuck, I'm on the fucking hockey team.
Right? 100%.
Yeah. So, but then this is kind of where I would say the downhill came again was COVID.
Yeah.
COVID hit. I know for a lot of people that it was tough for the health and stuff because gyms were closed and it was tough to get workouts in. And I kind of embraced it in the beginning. I was doing a lot of basement workouts and I was running a lot and all that. And then I ended up meeting my ex-girlfriend and we were together for a little bit. But I discovered takeout, Uber Eats. That's what I discovered. And I found, you know how it is when you first start dating a girl, you're just going to order food.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
chill.
Absolutely.
You get into a routine of that. One thing leads to another, and you put on 30 pounds. I put on some weight. And then we broke up. Started working like an animal again, lost a little more weight, and I met my now girlfriend. And it kind of happened again. But, obviously it's not their fault. It's just, being in that position, you kind of figure
you're comfortable.
They love you for you. It's not, that's all it is. And you're like, oh, well, I don't need to do this or that. I might just stay in on Sunday with a calzone, chill. But that becomes a routine. And, those kind of habits, stacking up kind of got me to where I was. So fast forward rewind back to April when I started the fitness journey. I don't know, enough was enough. I had a couple real conversations with my friends and family and my girlfriend. And I'm like, it was none of them pushing me to do it. It was just more of you want to be happy at the end of the day, in your core. And I know where I'm at right now, I'm a happy person, business, friendship, my relationship, everything is great. It's just my health that I've never been proud of myself. So I'm like, I gotta make a change. So, I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to go all in. I just documented it. Yeah. And I'm like, at this point, dude, I'm 25 years old. And I mean, at that point I was 24 and I'm like, I don't care what people think on social media. I truly don't. I know people.
Well, I was going to ask you that because when you aren't super happy, with where you're at health wise, you all of a sudden start putting content out around losing weight. Inevitably, especially with the following that you have a massive following. You're going to have a ton of comments. Of people just throwing shade, hating on you. Yeah. So what's the mindset there? Because I think a lot of people are very afraid to put themselves out there and post that stuff. And you're kind of going through it, taking it head on. How do you kind of deal with all that?
Believe it or not, 95% of the comments were positive.
I love that.
Believe it or not. Because everyone saw what I was doing. I mean, I think you can see it through my content. I'm just a genuine, authentic 100%. Person. I'm not trying to be anything I'm not. Obviously, we're acting in a lot of our videos and stuff, and I'm playing a character. But when I do the fitness stuff and my videos just in my car and shit, I'm just being myself. So I think people could see that, and I wasn't trying to put on a front oh, this kid's just whatever. So people supported it, and that's what I loved about it. And bro, those 2-3 months I was going hard at it. I started at 366 and I got down to, I think 330. So I lost 36 pounds in 2 months. And I wasn't even going wicked hard. I was going hard, but I was still living a balanced lifestyle, traveling and stuff. and it was great. So then we get to like, I think I saw it in like late March or early April. Then we get to like late June, and then the Wahlberg stuff happened. So we start traveling to the West Coast and traveled there twice in 1 month. Then I ended up we went down to Palm Beach, Florida, like beginning of the fall. And then we were in New York and then Toronto and back. So we were just traveling a lot. And then that stockpiled on trying to do the fitness thing, along with more business opportunities coming. It was hard to keep putting out the Grind with Tommy G fitness weight loss content along with everything else, and trying to like be like, oh, well, I got to weigh in, but I'm heavier. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I want to be honest, but I also like, let's give it another week. Let me try to get back to where 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Then it stockpiles and it's like a month later. I'm like, oh, I haven't posted any fitness shit. And people are like, where's the weight loss shit? Yeah. So that's like the yin and yang of it. So now since I stopped for a little bit, I get a lot of messages like, hey, what's going on with the weight loss stuff? Like, rightfully so. Like, I put myself out there. Like, that's what 100%. Comes with it. So usually I respond back and I just tell people, I'm still on it. We're still going. I want to get the content going back. But that kind of leads me into my strategy that I was telling you guys about for this month of like weighing in. I think it was like November 28th, and then going to do a weigh in on January 1st and like track it from there and kickstart this fitness thing again. So that's been kind of like the struggles, I guess, with it is like doing it, stopping it, and now having to like rejuvenize it again.
Yeah, I mean, you've been traveling left and right. You've been Vegas, like you said, Palm Beach and stuff.
So we went like I said, we went to LA twice in June or July, and then went to Palm Beach in like early October, and then we went back out to LA, and then to fucking New York, and then to Toronto, and then back to Boston within like a week span.
I'm tired just thinking about that.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Well, you end up getting a workout in with Wahlberg, right? At least a few times, right? Yeah.
Wahlberg,
so how is that? I mean, because talk about somebody who like. Are they the same way as they are online?
Yes.
I mean, he's like, I'm up at 4 a.m. I'm hitting the gym. Like, is he like that in person?
He's a fucking maniac. Yeah, he's a psycho, dude.
But you know what I still to this day don't understand is somebody of his level of success, how does he find it in him to be that disciplined still? He's working 24/7. He's working out all the time. He's eating right. He's doing the recovery stuff. I mean, wouldn't at some point you be like, I've got hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm just going to go to an island somewhere and chill.
He's he's
built different, I guess.
He's just built different. He's been in this space now for well over 30 years now. Because I mean, you got to remember he came into the limelight or whatever, the public eye back when he was like, young, like I want to say like 19, 20 years old.
He's a Dorchester guy?
Dorchester, yeah. His whole family. He has fucking 8 siblings.
It's classic.
All those motherfuckers.
We're one of 6, or 2 of 6, I should say.
So he started when he was like, so he like the whole Mocky Mock shit, all that. That was, he did the Calvin Klein shit. That was like when he was like 20, 21 years old. So now he's 53. So that's 30 fucking years. So someone with his work ethic, I mean, I'm sure in his 20s and maybe even a little into his 30s, he wasn't that disciplined. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm sure it took some learning along the way. But, the type of person he is and him loving fitness, because he's always loved fitness. He's always been in great shape. Doing movies and stuff, you got to be in shape. Sometimes you got to gain weight for movies. Sometimes you got to lose weight. So I think all that kind of parlayed together. By the time he was in his 30s and 40s, he was like, this is what I'm going to do. And he's just a disciplined person, bro.
How did that relationship start? How did you meet him?
I actually met him here. This is actually crazy. Yeah,
because he had the was it the
Fletcher tasting?
Right.
So he had a Fletcher tasting. It's over a year ago now, which is crazy. But I still remember it was like September. It was like September 27th or 28th of 2023. We got invited when Moxie's first opened for like their grand opening, but they were having Mark come in for his Fletcher Azul tasting as well.
Which is unbelievable.
Which is great. It's great, yeah. It's somewhere here. Where is it? It's up there somewhere. It's right there in the middle of the Ghost. So he had the tasting here, and we've been to a ton of events like this, and we almost didn't come, which is fucking crazy. I swear to God, we have a vlog of this whole thing on our YouTube. We were at our work office. It was like 4:00. The event was at like 6. We had to drive from Quincy home to shower. I'm like, dude, I'm like, listen, Mark's going to be there. There's going to be a ton of media there. I'm like, we're probably not even going to be able to meet him. Do we even go?
Right.
And I don't know who said it. I don't know who made the final decision, but I think me and Prosciutto Poppy were both like, let's just fucking go. Fuck it. It's Mark. It's Wahlberg. It's Wahlberg. You never know. So we had our camera guy with us. Shout out Flick, this camera guy we worked with in the fall. And, we brought him with us. So we ended up coming to the event. We brought the camera. Moxie's staff was great, but it was like flooded with people. Were you here for that?
I wasn't here for that. I was with him at the municipal one.
Yeah, I saw you there. I saw you at Concepts.
Yeah, Concepts. Yeah. So I got to meet him for briefly, but I didn't get to Moxie's one.
So this was a month before that.
Right. Okay.
So this was a month before that. We come in, it's bombarded with people, shoulder to shoulder. I'm like, and I see Mock doing a ton of interviews. I'm like, I'm not even gonna try to go and, So I'm like, let's just go get a drink. So we're by the bar downstairs, and like we're on one of the corners of the bar because I've seen his videos in the past, and I'm like, I know he comes in and gives a speech or something. So I'm like, let me just sit on the bar. Maybe I'll be able to like say what's up to him. So, after a little bit, he comes over. He's handing out shots to people. He's saying hello to people, and then I'm at the front of the bar, and he kind of gives me like a double take. And he's walking over, and I'm like, Mark, what's up, buddy? Like, big fan or something. And he was like, what's up, man? Big fan of your work. And I'm like, what the fuck? What? Yeah. And he was, and Prosciutto Poppy was on his phone, so I'm like tapping him, and he's like, he probably thinks it's just some like random Boston kid trying to say what's up. He's like, 1 second. He looks up, and it's just Wahlberg, and he's like, where's my fucking sandwich, bro? Because he wants the deli shit.
Wait, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then he was like, I'm really proud of you guys. You guys are killing it. He was like, let's get a picture after. I'm like, all right. So then he goes and does his speech and shit. 10 minutes goes by, and he's walking off, and he calls us over, and I'm like, all right. So now we're going through everyone with the camera, and he brings us in the kitchen, and he brings in a bottle of Fletcher for like the kitchen workers or whatever. And we have the camera, and he goes, these are the next 2 stars from Boston right here. We have it on our Instagram.
I've seen that video.
Yeah. So that was down here.
You're kidding me.
So he was like, these are the next 2 big stars in Boston. And he was like, listen, if you guys ever need anything, let me know. Whatever, love the work you do. If I can help in any way, just let me know. And I'm like, we'll be in touch.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was quick. It was like, minute and a half, 2 minutes. He ends up leaving. And that was it. I mean, I try to hit him up on Instagram, but when people don't follow you, it's they can't see your message. It's in like requests or whatever. So that was the weird part for me, is like I knew he might have seen us because I knew he followed like a mutual of mine, and they posted me. So I'm like, maybe. But and like my shit just probably popped up on his algorithm or whatever. Right. So then it just so happened that a few weeks went by, and he was coming back to Boston for the Concepts thing. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, we got to go again. 100%. So I haven't talked to him since that day. So we show up to Concepts because we know all the people over there. Shout out Dion Point and all the Concept guys. Yeah. And we're just chilling there a little bit before he comes. And he walks in, and he sees us right away. He's like, the boys. And he like walks up to us.
Dude, that's awesome.
And we got to talk to him for like longer now, like 10 minutes. We got to like chop it up with him. He was just whatever. I forget what was said, but we have a vlog of that on our YouTube too. And that was really it. So then we met that day again. Another like month or 2 goes by, and like he's like liking our shit randomly. He'll like randomly like comment, but he's not like, he doesn't follow us. I'm like, this is just like I know he likes us and knows us, but he doesn't follow us. I'm
That's
like,
interesting.
But it really just came down to like he doesn't really know how to use social media like that, because he DM'd me randomly. We're about to go to a Celtics game. He DMs me, which he hasn't done yet.
Yeah.
And he was like, just followed my Boston boys, like, sorry, I don't know how to use this shit. And he just randomly followed us. And then from that day, we were just like DMing a lot back and forth, like week by week. We would try to stay in touch with him. And then he was filming a movie in Australia. This is now 2024, from like February to like May. So we just stayed in touch with him while he was in Australia. And he was like, we got to get I was like, we got to get together when you come back. And he's like, yeah, we will. And I'm like, what up to that?
Biggest,
maybe like a 10% chance
stars in the world.
Like, So then he comes back. So then he comes back from Australia, and we DM him in a group chat, me and Prosciutto Poppy, and he's like, hey, I have this. I have a store, Fletcher Cantina, which is his Mexican restaurant. He's launching, opening in Vegas. You guys should come out for it. And on June 6th or something it was, and I'm like, yeah.
You're not saying no to that.
Yeah, no.
Of course.
So that was basically it. He just invited us to come out. We booked our flights. I think he saw we were serious. He got us in touch with his team. They helped us book the fucking hotels and shit. And then we went down to, it was Huntington Beach in California, actually. We went there, stayed a couple of nights, saw him, spent time with him. And he was like, hey, do you guys want to fly to Vegas with me I don't know, just because I want to go to Vegas with me. I got to go back there to Vegas because he lives in Vegas. Yeah, sure, Mark. Yeah, I guess Vegas is on the way home, right? Vegas is on the way home from Boston. You want to send the PJ to Boston for us too? So we fly back to Vegas when I'm on the jet.
First time being on a private jet?
Yeah, you know what's crazy is he was leasing one. It wasn't even his. It was like it was actually funny. I remember him making a comment on the jet. We walked on, and he was like, he was like shitting on the jet, but it was like a private jet, but like it wasn't as big as his. Yeah. Whatever. So we got on the jet, went to Vegas with him. We ended up working out with him for the first time. So that kind of got us to the first 4 a.m. workout. We worked out with him at his house, actually.
What's his house like? Just insane.
Nice. Yeah. It's in like a gated community in Vegas. Really nice house. And Jim's sick in there. He has like these fucking. It was actually funny. It was around the time the Celtics were in the playoffs. We were watching SportsCenter at 4 a.m. of like the game the night before and just working out. And it was cool because he just kind of let us. We worked out with him, but he was kind of letting us do our own thing, going our own pace. Yeah. But he's doing a ton of like what's the word? Not calisthenics, but he's doing a lot of body weight stuff. He's not lifting crazy heavy. He's doing a lot of like. Hypertrophy training and stuff like that. I always see him do
that one where he like grabs these like rings and he like
throws himself
forward. I don't know what that's for.
Quads. He's like
mid-50s.
I think like quads. Yeah, I would say because it's like you're kind of lifting up with you're stretching that muscle and kind of lifting up. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Who knows? It could be for your fucking back. I could be wrong. But yeah, so he's doing a lot of that kind of shit. He's doing a lot of core and stuff like that.
Right. But he's just shredded at like how old is he now?
Yeah. He's 53, I think.
53.
Yeah, he's in great shape. So we ended up doing that, and then we went back at the end of the month. And that was pretty much the 2 times we saw him. Then we saw him in Palm Beach, and we just recently saw him like a month ago. And we were in Vegas with him for a little bit. Then we flew to New York with him, which was pretty cool because we got to fly across the country with him, which was dope. And he's been great, bro. He's been I mean, it's been a blessing, obviously. I mean, to come from where we come from to want to be in the same industry he's dominated for fucking 30 years.
Well, I was gonna say because your long term plan is that you want to be in movies,
film and
stuff,
television,
right?
Yeah. So
there is
to have a mentor like that, and that's kind of like
better.
what I tell people now is he's just basically like a mentor for us because we FaceTime him like almost every week. We talk to him and he'll check in on us. I'll check in on him. He's trying to get us opportunities, get us involved in shit. And we're working on, getting a little cameo in one of his next movies. So I don't want to jinx it, but
that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah. He's in London right
now. On the big screen.
He's in London right now. So we're trying to maybe get a little small part in it. He's still, because he's producing it. So he kind of has more say of like what happens in it.
Right.
Now, are you still starstruck with him? I feel like if I met Wahlberg, I would be like,
no, not anymore. Not anymore because he's such a cool dude, bro. He's such a downer. He's just like a Boston guy, bro.
It's so
people always ask me, "Oh, what's he like?" I'm like, dude, he's just like Chad always said. Chad Prosciutto Poppy. That's his real name. He always says he's like think of Mark Wahlberg and Ted. He's like that's literally how he is. Like especially when he's golfing, like when he's just fucking around, he's just like a Boston guy, bro, and like he's very easy to talk to. There's really nothing that kind of gives you that. Obviously, with the first couple times, like it's fucking Mark Wahlberg, but then when you're with him, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, it's like this is just Mark.
Isn't that crazy though that you just posting videos on your phone led to you now like becoming a friend, I would say, of Mark Wahlberg?
Well, that's what I was gonna. I can kind of tie that into the whole comments thing.
Yeah.
Because people are always like, "Oh, do these comments bother you? These negative comments or whatever." Yeah. I know for some people it really does, but if you told me fucking 4 years ago that I would be potentially in a movie with Mark Wahlberg and be friends with Mark Wahlberg and be able to make a full-time income and I'm going to be able to buy a house soon and I bought my car off of social media, do I think I'm going to let someone call me fat effectively? You kind of just have to like put it in perspective of like, I'm about to like make a full-time, I am making a full-time income, but for the rest of my life off of this shit. It's like, am I going to let someone
you're like a generally happy person. I feel like at least in the few times we've hung out, like you're very like just I feel like good with yourself, and that's the biggest thing too. Because I think when people like aren't happy with themselves, that's when those comments can really affect you. But when you're 100%. Like good, I mean, we even get like people hate on us too. Like we're trying to grow these brands. We will do whatever it takes as long as it's legal to grow these brands. And people all the time will be like throwing hate, shade, whatever, and we just don't care. We posted one video, the Southie guys video. Where
I saw that. That did really good.
It got like over 1 million views, and we basically were trying to like make fun of people like ourselves, being like, "Oh, we're Southie guys. Like, here's what we do." Like we
you had a lot of Boston blue collar people going.
You know what's funny? The first wave of like it popping off, people were like hysterically laughing, cracking up, whatever. But then it made to the other side of Instagram, where it was like the hardcore Boston people. They're like, "You're not from here. Get out of here. Go back to Connecticut." I'm like, "Well, I'm from Massachusetts, but not from Boston, but I'm from Massachusetts." But it's so funny because we were talking to my dad about it. My dad and my mom grew up in Lexington. We grew up in North Andover. I moved to Southie 7 years ago, but our grandfather owned a warehousing and trucking company. And their first property was in South Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's so funny because we were just like, we're not even going to get into it. We're not going to go through the whole thing, whatever. Like, yeah, sure, we'll get out of your town, whatever. But I get it to an extent from their point too, because like it's completely changed where they live. I don't know how East Boston is now, but
it's all gentrified. But like, it's just like, bro, change is just always going to happen, and
my response is like, hey, we made you like millionaires with your property now.
Listen, yeah, right. My fucking Nana's house she bought for $30,000 is now worth fucking whatever, 1.5 million now. Hasn't been renovated since 1965 when she bought it. But yeah, bro, that's just like the Boston mentality, though. You know, like even in my videos, like I joke about it, but like I don't give a fuck if who says they're from Boston, who says that. It's just part of the shtick, you know.
100%.
But some people really do like live or die for that shit.
Oh yeah.
I guess that's just Boston, though. You respect that, you know, but that's just it's one of those things where I think too people miss the old way of how they grew up and stuff, and they see it changing. And then if you have people like that, they're thinking that you guys are making fun of it, and it's like, oh, these guys are coming in here thinking they can make, but in reality it's just like we're just trying to do some funny fucking content.
Just fucking and that's around. The thing, we're like, whatever.
It's really not that deep. It happens to me too, bro, when we do shit, especially when I first started. I got a lot of hate when I first started. I got love, but I got a lot of hate like back in 2020, because they're like, oh, this kid's faking his accent, this kid's not even from Boston, yada yada.
That's one thing I feel like people will always like latch onto. It's like, is that accent real?
Well, yeah, because
it's pretty legit. You got pretty legit.
Because you hear me talk on here, but I'm like, you know, I don't talk like a motherfucker, like fucking like this. I do know people that talk like that. But like, I went to college and shit. You know, I met a lot of people from different backgrounds. You know, I'm not just around Boston people 24/7, so I don't have like that thick of an accent. I mean, maybe you think I do, but I don't think I do from some of the people I know. So when I'm playing it up in my videos, people will then see a clip of this or like another video and be like, "Oh, see, where's the accent now?" It's like, bro, I'm acting. I'm still like acting in my videos. You know, it's part of the shtick, the character. You know,
you're also paying like homage to like where you grew up in East Boston too.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
I mean? It's like you're playing a character at the end of the day, but it's also like you grew up there too.
Yeah,
that's your
100%.
home. You know what I mean? So
well, that's and to tie it back to the original point is like, people being unhappy with themselves. That's why they usually react to the negative comments. Like for me, like maybe when I first started, I was a little more like insecure in myself. And even it's crazy because 4 years ago, when I was in great shape, when I first started, if I saw myself now, I'd be like, what the fuck? But like, I'm in such a better headspace now of like myself and like being secure. And I got to give a ton of credit to, my girlfriend as well, because she like really opened my eyes to that, because I grew up with a very unhealthy way of looking at myself and like even just like my relationship with like food and everything, and she opened my eyes to like just like, you know, loving yourself. And it's like I love what I do, you know. I love the way I fucking look right now? No, but I'm trying to take steps to get to that point. But I think if you're just okay with yourself and you know who you are and the people you love in your circle know who you are, you can't let some fucking dork from fucking Shrewsbury chirp you and like it's like, all right, you know, it's like, okay, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, that might not have been a good way to explain it, but no, it is. If you're secure in yourself, I don't think that should affect
that's what it took. I mean, I think at first we were like a little hesitant to start really posting a lot because I mean, we don't really have a huge following right now, but we're trying to post like as much as humanly possible because right now it's just amazing what social media can do. I mean, obviously stories like yourself, but even with brands, like there are brands that like have a video go viral on TikTok and all of a sudden they're doing 10, 20, $30 million a year. Like I had on a small scale Wake Up Water, part of the reason why it started to do better was because people would just randomly shout it out on Instagram or TikTok, whatever, to get 100,000, 200,000 views, whatever. Amazon started cranking. Now this brand that I literally started in like, you know, a couple years ago, like in my basement, I always joke I'm like selling powder out of my basement. Exactly. But you know, now it's, you know, something crazy, but you know, it's a 7-figure business that I can make a living off of and, and like, you know, build a career around. Then I parlay that into Selly and then now this distribution company. It's like you just have to get over that initial like fear of like what people are gonna think, what people are gonna say. Post, and then you get to a spot where like things are starting to work out a little bit. And it's like,
when did you start Wake Up Water?
So it's kind of a long story. So like the Spark Notes, Spark Notes is that launched it in 2019 as a bottled product. COVID hit. We were in a bunch of different stores. We were getting to Stop and Shop, like Market Basket, a bunch of places in the city. And then COVID hit. All these stores like, we're not taking it. We need to like figure out this COVID situation. And then months were passing and nothing was happening. So I'm like, I want to go direct to consumer, but it's very expensive to ship, you know, liquid across the country. So I basically stripped away the liquid and then arrived at this powder product, launched that April of 21. So it's been a little over 3 years now.
Bananas, man.
Which is crazy. God. It seems like yesterday, but it also seems like I've been working at it forever.
Yeah, that's great, bro.
It's just like sticking with it. And
I love the product, though. Truly. Like, I mean, I'm drinking coffee right now, but usually before the gym, I'll pop one of those.
I love it.
And
the videos are great, too. The weight loss journey with the wake up water.
Perfect, it's bro. It's because, like, for me especially, like I love iced coffee, right? So I can't make iced hot coffee at home. But when I want to just wake up in the morning, not sit in the fucking Dunks drive-through, I just I pop in a wake up water and I'm good to go. You know?
Yeah, that's how I initially started because I didn't really love coffee and I couldn't make a good coffee myself. And a lot of these coffees you get out on these stores, Dunkin' or Starbucks, typically pretty unhealthy with the flavorings, the sugar, and all that stuff. I'm like, how can I get all the energy of a coffee in a kind of a more healthy way?
It's great. It tastes great. It's not fucking, sometimes when I have that Dunks coffee, I get the acid during the workout. Right. This is great because you can drink it during the workout too.
Right.
And when I'm getting fired up on the way to the gym, I can drink it, get a little, caffeine.
Little hype music. Great to see Darren.
Yeah. And it's only, 175 milligrams?
175 milligrams, yeah. So it gives you a nice boost, but it's not going to send you crazy.
Yeah, and like doing it with, and I saw you guys do work with Darren, my trainer Darren. I got to shout out Darren Batista Boot Camp. He's been great with us, bro. He's been working with us for, I was telling you just now, like a year and a half now.
That's crazy.
And people don't know that because I just started doing the weight loss thing in April, and now we're doing this rejuvenation of it. And he's been with us since then. Like he's seen ups and downs. He's stuck with us. So I got to shout out Darren. He's been great. And I'm excited to see where he goes. I know he has a lot of plans with Batista Boot Camp and stuff, absolutely. And we're trying to do some collabs. But I mean, I've had a blast working with him, working with you guys, and I think it fits perfectly with the whole weight loss thing. And I think for 2025 we can kick something off good with it.
And I love doing like the local stuff too. Like I love working with people that are around here. We've worked with influencers and creators before that are California and Florida and stuff, and it just doesn't feel as connected. We're you gotta bring it back. You're right here, so I love doing stuff around the city.
I'm the same way. I love, and that's like when you can figure out a mutual agreement with the local company. Where you see my value, I see your value, and we can work together, and we could still meet up for a coffee real quick to talk things through. That's the best relationship you could have.
100%.
It's much better, even if DraftKings or not, I mean, I like DraftKings, but like not in a negative way. But even if like say fucking, I don't know, Under Armour wanted to work with me and they're throwing me a big bag of money, but I got to do all this shit and I don't have someone I can actually connect with one-on-one and talk to. It's still not as not. I'd rather the local. Are you kicking us out right now?
No, I didn't know if you were like recording.
We're good.
I just asked if you could just like pause for 5 minutes. You don't have to leave. You don't have to pack everything up. He's gonna bring the people.
Okay, yeah, we're about to wrap up right now.
Wrapping up
we're literally 30 seconds. You give us 30 seconds?
All right, I think we're getting the boot here, guys.
I said you fucking three, get the fuck out.
But anything you want to just wrap up with? Any last words?
Yeah, I mean, I want to say, number one, thank you guys.
Dude, thank you. This is awesome.
Man.
Coming on the journey with 100%. Me. And,
one of the Boston goats here.
I appreciate it, bro.
Thank you. Goats.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for working with me. And, I'm looking forward to working in 2025 and, show the people the weight loss fucking transformation because of it. And a big factor is going to be wake up water because that's what wakes my ass up. I'm fucking bed every morning. But yeah, besides that, I got to try Selly. I still haven't had a chance to try this yet.
We got to crack some open.
Yeah, we got to.
Not right now, but definitely maybe for New Year's I'll have a couple.
I was going to say, maybe do something for New Year's.
Maybe New Year's. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the future with you guys and thank you again for working with me.
I appreciate it, man. Where can people find you? Just so
Tommy.Guarino on Instagram, Tommy Guarino on TikTok, and then our media company is It's Content on YouTube. It's Content, just spelled how it is.
Give it a follow. Hilarious content, solid content. I'm just excited to see you keep growing. Take this thing to the moon. Let's go.
Next Wahlberg, baby. Next Wahlberg.
We'll see where the fitness shit goes, but as long as the fitness shit keeps going, maybe we can parlay it into a YouTube series. Maybe Wake Up Water's a part of that. You guys are here at the fucking ground level, so wherever it goes, we're going up together.
Let's go.
Thank you guys again.
I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.